What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? This is I, James, and Courtney. RedoptionAgency.com, 22 years selling full-time on eBay. And what a weekend it has been. Wow. Probably Saturday was the worst day I've had in 22 years that I can recall. But, man. And then yesterday, if you didn't see my post, pretty much came to light what might be causing the issue on Saturday. So let's see what we did. Man, this is wow. Just looking at these graphs. Wow. So we'll go over the numbers. It is Monday. So I've got stuff to ship out. Got a couple more Posh orders and another Bonanza order to get out. So that's good. Posh is going in the right direction. Of course, slowly. Not going to be obviously a replacement or anything to eBay, but just a little extra here and there to help out on those days when eBay are having issues. So that's what all this other stuff is for. So, first off, let's say nobody ordered a Vern sticker in the last couple of days. What's up with that? But on a positive note, my Giro packs are now paid for, thanks to you guys using the affiliate link below and using Urban Picker to save 10% on your polybag and bubble mailer orders. I appreciate that. So all mine are paid for, so that's pretty cool. And also had several of you sign up for the Vendoo, I'll get it right, the Vendoo cross-listing, affiliate link below. Save 25% off your first month. And my Vendoo is now paid for the first month. So thank you on that. So that's pretty cool. So never imagined that happening. So that's cool. All right, let's get into these numbers because they're ugly. So Friday, $478. Wah, wah, wah. Saturday, $263. Every time I think it could get to it can't get lower, it gets lower. I'm waiting for a day now where I have $100 or less. Yesterday popped back up $634. So today thus far, 10 o'clock a.m., $121. So, but so Friday I had 27 items sell, only 5 organic. And what I've been saying for months, if not a year plus now, and every time I call in, I say there's something wrong in the promoted organic world. The thing is just not working properly. When I am top rated, all my numbers are spot on. My feedback's always been good, even though that don't take effect from what I understand anymore. I list daily, which don't really affect the algorithm, but the fact that I can't get high organic placement on eBay really has made no sense to me when I used to before they started doing all this stuff to the site. And when I see other sellers that have like 7 feedback, 9 feedback, 10 feedback, whatever, above me with a worse percentage of feedback, et cetera, and obviously they're not top rated or anything. I'm just dumbfounded of why sometimes I get to the second page before I can find one of my organics. And it literally just makes no sense to me how that could happen so consistently. I mean, I understand every once in a while for swap outs and stuff, but I am consistently buried in organic Every once in a while I have one of those days that spike. But, I mean, when you have 5, 10, 8, 5 organic, 10, 5, 7, when I have 52,000 items, it just doesn't make any logical sense. And that's another indication to me from the outside looking in that something in that algorithm of organic and promoted is not working properly. And then after Saturday, it was like a big indication. 14 items sold. So my organic was not working properly, 5 organic. Promoted was not working properly, 9 promoted. And then Dan from the Hustle Couple shared what he happened to him. And so Saturday, I ended my promotions, waited a couple of hours to start them up again. Every once in a while, about 50-50 chance that sometimes I see like a pop. Whether it's a pop of turning them off or a pop of turning them back on, I usually get a pop. Saturday, I got no pops. But apparently, I guess Dan went to do that yesterday. And he's top rated, et cetera, always promoted. And it said he's not eligible for promoted. So then I started doing research and found a couple of other people saying that same thing. So apparently there was an issue going on with the promoted where it wasn't recognizing his account. So that being said, if it's not recognizing the account, what are the chances that it's not working with your account properly in the algorithm for placement? And that's a huge problem. That's a big red flag. Why they keep running something that does not work properly makes absolutely no sense to me. Because it's been going on for 2 years now, and it's hurting a lot of people. And when I try not to think about it too much because it actually makes me sick to know that they are affecting people's lives as drastically as they are, and seemingly without a care in the world. As long as their bottom line is looking good on that promoted number, they're fine. That's what it feels like. And it makes no sense and is sickening to think about. So yesterday, 11 organic, 26 promoted. I had 1 organic up until about, I'm not sure, 5, 6 p.m. I only had 1 organic sold. So I'm like, all right, this ain't right. So what I decided to do was change my promoted from just a fixed price and use dynamic. So I put it up at dynamic. So yes, some of them I saw a hat sold at 15%, or actually one I think sold at 15.5%. But I had a couple of others sell at 7%. So I'm like, okay, that could wash itself out. I never really used the dynamic pricing for too long because I always seem to not get a good response with it. I always seem to get a better response with a fixed number. But I figured if I go ahead and just try to put it on dynamic, leave it there, maybe my organics will go up. And it did. So I ended up getting 10 organics after I turned the dynamic on and got out of the fixed. So another indication that they're just not, whether those two are separate, fixed and dynamic, or run separately. Maybe the one's not working as well as the other. I don't know. I mean, it's just, and I got a feeling eBay don't know. And that's the biggest sickening problem. And so, like I said, 1 organic up until about 5 or 6 p.m. Today, this morning, 8 items sold, 6 promoted, 2 organic. So I'm just going to leave it on dynamic for now and just see what happens. I mean, after Saturday, is there really anything else left to lose? I mean, everything is just in the red. So and the way that I treat my numbers, seeing everything I have in the red is just a big indication of what's going to be eBay's next quarter results. Everything's going to be in the red for them. Because you just can't keep doing this to a website and expect to come out ahead. At some point, you've got to stop and concentrate on the fixes. But it feels like they throw more updates into the website and changes than they do fixes. And that's just a recipe for disaster, which we've seen for quite a while now. But that being said, let's get off of that. Not really, some might want to call it a negative soapbox, but it's actually just reality, honestly. And if the reality is negative, is it really the person talking it, the negative person here, or the negative entity, if you will? When in reality, it's what's being done to the website that's the negative. We're just seeing the reaction to the negative actions done to the eBay website, and we have to live it. So sales were so bad Saturday and then we do most of the shipping on Sunday, kind of take a break on a Saturday. So today was the first day I did not get a payment transfer, because since I'm doing my shipping on eBay now, I'm actually negative $194 to start the day. So, because of that one day. But we'll see where today goes. All we can do is just keep listing and now keep cross-listing. So I'm up to, I think, 1,200 items on Poshmark now. So, like I said, what I do every day is list on eBay. Then I'll upload 10, 20, 25 items. Then I'll go over to Vendoo, pull those items over, leave them there, come back to eBay, list more. Go to Vendoo, pull those items over. And then about 6:30, 7, 8, whenever at night, I'll dedicate about an hour to taking what I put in Vendoo that day and putting up on Posh. Plus, I have, I think, an extra 200 in Vendoo right now that's not up on Posh that I've pulled over the past week or whatever that I haven't got up onto Poshmark yet. But between Posh, the affiliate link for GiroPack, and the affiliate link for Vendoo, thanks to you guys, at least I'm seeing some positive, right? I mean, at least those little things each day kind of gives me a little bit of a perk, because I try not to pay too much attention to what's going on with eBay, because I want to stay in the zone of list. And I'd be curious to see how many people. Be curious to see what you guys did on Saturday. If it was as drastic as mine, or if it was about the same as normal for you. All right, question and comments, and then we'll get to shipping some stuff. But yeah. And when I contacted eBay, obviously, on Saturday about the issue, of course, I told them there seems to be a problem, again, I said, with the promoted and organic. And they put that in their notes because my response back from them was via email. And it said, oh, yeah, well, try, it could be your items. They might not just be, the whole click, copy, and paste thing. It could be your items that maybe they're not in demand anymore. Check your prices to make sure you're competitive with your other people on eBay, and maybe the people, basically other people might be promoting more than you, and that could cause it too. I responded back and go, I get you don't, I understand why you don't get it. The tech team doesn't talk to you guys. I've had plenty of reps in the past tell me this, that you guys are just kept in the dark, but that clearly is not the problem here. and just gave them like a paragraph of just that kind of stuff saying, but thank you anyway for your efforts. And then Sunday started seeing the issues. And last I read, Dan was on the phone with them for quite a while, trying to get them to understand what's going on, I guess. So, and that's the biggest problem with all these new reps. They all feel brand new. All the seasoned ones that I used to get, I get none of them anymore. So my first thought is they were part of the 300 people let go, because they were probably seasoned reps. They were making more than all these new ones are. So they were probably the first to go. And all these new reps, they're just so green that I can't talk to them anymore, because I have to teach them what's going on. And that's just, it's just aggravating that I have to basically teach them how eBay works and what's going on before they can even begin to understand. But then they still just do their job and do the copy and paste type of thing. So, and you can't fault them for that. They're just doing their job. I fault eBay as the company for the way they do it. The way that they're structured, basically. So, I loved eBay for 22 years. It's life-changing, eBay is. But now, unfortunately, with what they're doing, they're changing lives in the opposite direction of what they've been doing. They're kind of just tearing down what they built since 1995. And it's sad to see. It's sad. It's hurtful to see. And it's not because they're making changes. It's because their website is not working properly with the changes. Every business change, you always have to adapt and change over time. But you can't change around a platform that just does not work properly. And that's where the problem is. Because no matter what I try and what I do and what I change, you get pretty much the same results. So you just have to sit back and wait and see if one day the smoke's going to clear and they're going to actually fix more than change. So I tried not to be so down sounding, but after this weekend of having the worst day in history that I can remember, I mean, I did more than $200 when I first started every day. So to have with more than I hit 52,000 items yesterday, and to get the worst day ever is just unfathomable. All right, let's see here. I had 4 sales over the weekend. Never has it been like this. I listed a bunch on Sunday. eBay was asking for 11% on items, normally 5 to 6. I'm running 6K items, and it's tempting to quit eBay, but the alternative sites, it's just as bad. I feel this is the normal. That's the bad thing. It's been going on so long, it does feel like the new normal. And you just hope that it's not. But if it is the new normal, they pushed me into cross-listing. I've always dabbled in it. And with Bonanza and TrueGather, it's easy. You just a couple of clicks and it's done. Where Posh, it's work. With the Vendoo cross-listing, it's quick, but it's still work. So that's why I only dabbled in the past. But I've just been forced to do something. I've given up on eBay. I will still list daily, etc., but I'm only checking eBay once a day. Hopefully Q4 will bring a lift, or they can decide to make a bunch of category changes Q4 and increase the minimum promotional rate and monthly store fees. This month I started to cross-list, and I am making sales on other platforms. eBay could care less, and calling them might release some frustration. It's not going to increase your sales, correct? And that's pretty much and that's why when you call them and stuff, you got to kind of, you want to release, but you don't want to take it out on the refs because they're just doing their job. The last couple of times I go, get me a supervisor. I want a supervisor. And of course, I never get a call back from a supervisor. So I've given up on that. Only one lousy sale yesterday. Sunday, $45. Terrible. I got 2 occupations, both self-E I'm focusing on, but I'm also beginning a third for the heck of it. You're complaining about $200 in one day. Name me a regular Joe where you can do that. This ain't about a regular Joe. This is about somebody who started a business on eBay 22 years ago, who works 10 to 12 hours a day, who maybe takes one vacation a year, still works on that vacation because you got to answer customer service. You name me one person who does that other than a dedicated eBay seller, and then we'll talk. Problem is getting the data from eBay when their systems aren't working right means you're not getting accurate data correct. I don't use promotions. They are broken. 100% they're broken. And I've been saying it for 2 years that it's just not working properly. I finally think eBay changed best offer. I tried to buy something today and made an offer and was prompted with put your card in and informed you if they accept the offer, automatically charged. Some sellers can do that. I have mine turned off, but that is a new thing that's been updating, and that's probably one of the reasons the offers have been broken, is because they're updating it across the board, where a seller can turn on the option where you have to put in a credit card before you send an offer. It eliminates non-paying bidders. I don't do it because it would affect what the hell is on my glasses? It would affect my bulk orders. So, because once I would accept an offer, if they wanted to come back with another, it would, from what I understand, it would automatically charge them individually, and then it wouldn't be a combined invoice. So that's why I'm not using it. Yeah, and then the response to that, they have been slowly rolling it out to everybody. And I think that's why the offers have been screwed up for the last month. For the last month, offers air out, people can't send them, and it's because of this new update. Isonata, getting some response on my shoe videos lately, so that's cool. You would think eBay has fixed their glitches by now. The problem is they keep making their own glitches. And from what I've said, the CEO kind of indicated they're just going to throw everything there and figure it out later. And I think that's what we've been feeling for the last 2 years, is all the problems. Nice. But on a positive note there, and I'm going to stop there just because I want to end on this positive note before we start shipping, is my business has always been list it and forget it. It'll eventually sell. That's the way eBay's been for me for 20 years. List it, forget it, see what happens. If you haven't been keeping up, I've had these cassette tapes, 200, almost 300 cassette tapes in my store of a Three Naked Guys soundtrack. Never heard of the movie. I've bought the cassettes in a bulk deal with all those CD long boxes. They've been in my store off and on for the last 20 years. They've been in my store probably for the last 2.5, 3 years, sitting there with not one purchase. Somebody comes along and buys 3. Then he comes back and buys 20. Then he comes back and buys 20 more. So at this point, I think he bought 10 in there. He was at 53. Then he came back and bought 20 more. Then he was at 73. So he bought 73 of these cassette tapes that I've been sitting on forever, that I just list it and forget about it. So he emailed me yesterday and said, do I have any more items that are big numbers? So I gave him a list of like 20 different items in my store that I've got big numbers on. He said, thank you. From what he does, I'm guessing he sells on eBay, but I guess he runs a brick and mortar or something too, I'm guessing, or another website or Amazon or something. And anytime he sells $50, he throws one of the cassettes in for free to his customers. So he sent me the email. I gave him that. He responded back, thank you, et cetera, et cetera. And then this morning he bought another 20 and another 20 of another cassette on that list I gave him. So he just paid, that's what that pop-up was. He just spent $124 with me on cassettes that I've had sitting in the store that nobody was buying forever. And so on that positive note, the whole list it and leave it and it'll eventually sell, it worked to my favor in that case. So that's a positive note. So in my eyes, it's still good to see that, because you never know when one customer is going to come in and change your day. And this person's changed my day 5 different days now. So with a $124 order today, boom, that just took my day to a whole nother level. So who's to say somebody don't come in tomorrow and buy, see that I have free media shipping and buy 20, 30, 40, 50 CDs from me. It could happen. And it has happened in the past. Hasn't happened in quite a while, but the opportunity is there. And I think that's probably the one hope you can keep, is the opportunity is at least there. That something like that can happen. So now I'm at $253 at 10:30. So bonus. So very nice to see that. All right, let's get into some shipping. All right, let's see here. All right, I haven't shipped for a couple of days. I gotta get back into the swing of this. Move some of the stuff out of the way. That's posh. I got stuff to put in boxes. Let's see how I want to do this. Maybe I'll do it a little differently today. Maybe I'll do this little media type stuff first. Get it out of the way. See if that kind of works. So we've got Susie Bogus cassette, sold for $5.40. We've got this Bonnie Knopp, Close to the Heart CD. Another CD that's been in my store off and on, probably more on than off, since 2006. See the date on there when I put the date on it back in the day. $7.60. We got Pet Horses 2, just the booklet and insert for the DS game, sold for $6. And we've got John Cicada, Pocahontas theme, I guess. A cassette single, sold for $12.60. So we'll get the shipping labels for those first. And that one's international. Couldn't find a delivery service for this, but it's going to Puerto Rico. Invalid address. So I got to do that on another platform. Well, maybe this ain't the best way to do it, because now I'm only down to 2. Let me go back, start over. That obviously wasn't a good way of doing it. All right, let's just do it the old way. All right, those I haven't pulled. So Susie Bogus in that one. Print shipping labels. Pull out international, which is only 1 extra. So remove that. All right, let's start over. Let's go in order now. All right, so first up, well, next up, technically, we got this Kobodin something sweatshirt. This thing's been in the store for 4 years. Finally sells. And headed to Elkhart, Indiana. Sold for $8. Courtney! Alrighty, Christy T. Christy T. Oh, I guess I gotta weigh it, don't I? It's been a couple days. Still a new process to me. Still a little new. Alright. Okay. Boom. Next up, got an Atari 2600, the Vader version with the black instead of the wood grain. It does have a little broken off piece there. But took an offer for $20 on this. Headed to Georgia. And let me wrap it up and put it in this box here. Let's see some bags in here. Oh, there's another $30 order, so that's good. Seemed like yesterday, like no higher dollar items were selling for some reason. $3.10. $15 by $11 by $7. And Timus. Over and start a stack. Okay, next up we've got this little toy pet crate for Pika Pups or Poochie Pups, something like that. Headed to Florida. Sold for $7. $7. It's going to pop out and put a little kid's eye out when they open it. These candles are going to go bloop. put a warning sticker on there when opening. May lose an eye. Boink. All right, 7, 15, 13, 4. That's Victoria B. Victoria. Return request. Next up, we got the American Heart. Headed to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Sold for $13.50. Must have been a multiple order. Been getting too many of those multiple order returns lately. Six, 8 by 6 by 4. That's the hat box size. Headed to James H. Hey, that's my initials. James H. Next up, we've got a beaded skull winged skulled purse. And it's headed to Simon, West Virginia. Sold for $18. 18. I'll fit you in my bag here. Will you fit in my bag? I don't know if you're going to fit in here. Let's get it. You're going to go. You're going to fit. It's in there. Something's holding it. Gotcha. All right. 115. Josetta M. And for some reason it wants to come up priority instead of ground. This priority's cheaper. Works for me. Let me go back to that Atari because let's see here. Priority's cheaper there too. All right. Next up, we've got an unbranded wool blend women's hat. Headed to Burton, Michigan. Sold for $10. I forgot to do my Found on Friday video yesterday with the numbers. My mind is just so occupied with eBay this weekend. Forgot everything. Shouldn't have to be that way. That should have to be the last thing I have to think or worry about, is how the site is acting. 8 by 6 by 4. Amy T. Next up, we've got that Bonnie CD. With my Giro Pack bubble mailers. Affiliate link below. Please save 10% on your order. Use Urban Picker as the code. And you can get all kinds of cool colors. Perfect. All right. John M. Still have no complaints about these, so nothing worrisome about them or anything. Next up, we've got Applebee's employee shirt. Headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. Sold for $13.50. The other day, Saturday was so bad, I put on a 10% off sale on everything just to try to get something happening. So I only put it on through Wednesday, so. I still haven't tried to do anything with my low dollar CDs yet. There's no rush the way things are going. Okay, that is Jackson P. Jackson. Next up, we've got Southeastern Freight Lines hat. Headed to Bay City, Michigan. Sold for $10. So I sell like on that game, just the booklet. So on the CDs, the first 5 words in my line is insert and booklet only. So somebody left me a negative feedback going, CD, question mark. Of course I respond, please read the first 5 words in the line of the item you ordered and take a look at the pictures. But I do have free returns, so please just open up a free return and I'll send you a refund. They don't respond. That just goes to show you they don't even read they don't look at the pictures, they don't read the description, obviously. And they clearly don't even read the titles. They see the first picture and that's it. And even the first picture just shows the back cover and the front cover. So Edwin A. Next up, we got that single with the cool black Giro Pack. Affiliate link below. Save 10%. Use Urban Picker as your code. Save 10% off your order. And you can use that every time over and over again, too. All right, so we'll check. Nope. Media mail is cheaper on that one. Stephen L. Stephen L. Next up, we've got, are you ready for a hat lot? Yeah. We've got a Titleist, nice faded distressed Titleist, and a Mizzou. Headed to Spartanburg, South Carolina. Both together sold for $27. $27. Gotta love it. 6x4. Jennifer B. Jennifer B. And next up on this one, we've got a Texas A&M women's hat. Headed to Humboldt, Texas. Sold for $6. That was an offer this morning. And 8x6x4. Yes, yes, yes. And Hilda N. Hilda N. All right. Let's take care of this stuff. 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 7, 7. Looks normal. Review purchase. Confirm and pay. And then we go quiet. Print labels. So I guess the printing wasn't working yesterday either because I got no printout for the weekend of items. Kind of sucks not getting printouts for this stuff. It's going to eventually catch up. If the eBay or if the post office falters and doesn't scan the stuff in time. All right. Hilda N. Jennifer B. Stephen O. And Edwin A. Jackson P. John M. Amy T. Josette M. James H. That's me. Victoria B. Tim S. And Christy T. Print scan form. Yeah, one has been printed since Friday. Bummer. Ah, but we got 48 on that one. So, okay. So it did carry over from, I guess, at least yesterday. So that's good to see. Good. Makes me feel better. So Sunday will carry, I guess maybe even Saturday, Sunday will carry over to Monday, I'm guessing. So, I still haven't got no paper. All right. Next up, we've got headed to Sweden. We got Goose Island Beer Company hat. Sold for $13.50. Goose Island. Goosey. Goosey, goosey. Boom, 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 ba-dum, 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 boom, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And 6, 13.48. 6. And of course, you want a number. Oh. I got a feeling it's going to kick that one out. Ooh, let's see if this one will take. Susie Bogus cassette tape. Going to Japan, but it's all written in Japanese, so let's see if this will take. Sold for $5.40. Get off my fingers. That's stuck right back to my hand. Okay. Cassette tape. $5.38. I guess it will since it's going to pirate ship first. Haven't had just a normal sale to Japan. Usually Japan's the higher dollar CDs and stuff. Just a normal dollar cassette. That's a little odd. All right, let me see if I can get this to Puerto Rico. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can use this or if it's going to be too long of a name. Instead of firing up stamps just for one item. See if this person leaves me negative feedback because they didn't read. Actually, this is US, James. Let's switch some of this out. Unqualify that to oh yeah, they make you fill all this stuff out for Puerto Rico. It's like, really? It's Puerto Rico, it's US. I guess I gotta get into stamps anyway to send the Bonanza item. Let's do Poshmark. We've got a vintage Hawaii t-shirt. Aloha. That sold for $9. And to Massachusetts. And then we got even on Bonanza, I can sell a distressed hat. So we got a Mizzou distressed faded hat. They came at me with like a $3 offer. I'm like, no. Then they came back with like a $5 offer. I'm like, no. So I sent them an $8 offer. And they took $8. Headed to Ohio. I'll be happy on the day I see like a media item sell on Posh. I keep putting more there, hoping there is some kind of a need for media on Posh. We will see. All right, now Bonanza. I've got this Ficinus Medical Care, or something like that. Sold for $15. Headed to Kentucky. Kentucky. An Australia offer. All right, stamps. Fire up the old stamps. Guess I'm going to always have to leave a little bit of money over here for this kind of stuff. Six. Marcus shipped. And that is that. And I need a printout on the pirate ship. And there are also only 8 international orders all weekend. Why does it do this? Weird. All right. Vineyard Vines t-shirt. Oh, sure. Why are you making that keep going like that? What else are you printing? It's got a mind of its own. Okay. And it looks like it. All right. Well, that's it. That is all. Kind of a lethargic Monday for me. Just because I feel like I've been really beat up this weekend with Saturday doing what it did. I feel mentally drained bad. Feeling like dealing with that stuff is just kind of deflating. But then trying to do this and that, trying to get an opposite reaction, and then getting nothing, it kind of just drains me. But so hopefully I can pick it back up today. So, get back into happy flow mode. Happy flow mode. All right, that is all. Thanks everybody, and yeah, I'll see you all in tomorrow's video, I guess, unless I come up with something this evening. Later.